Hi, everybody. Sharona here, and welcome to today's episode of Conversations That Matter Most. I'm here with my cohort and awesome partner, Claudette.
Hi, Sharona. Hi, everyone. Glad to be here and enjoying. I'm looking forward to this conversation today. It'll be awesome.
Yes, it's going to be fun. And today, we're going to be talking about, is love enough? And one of the things that we want to talk about is, or I just want to state here, is this is not about if you agree or disagree with us. This is about how we're just giving you topics that you can then bring into your life and have conversation that matters most to you. And we're just having a conversation here. This is just our points of view and what we bring to the table. So, and that's what this is all about, conversations that matter most to us and to others. So, with that in mind, we're going to be talking about, is love enough? And my name is Sharona, and I am a midlife transition and transformation specialist. And I'm all about helping, supporting, and taking midlife women from just surviving to thriving wholeheartedly in body, mind, and spirit. And Claudette, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Sharona. So, as Sharona said, Sharona deals with midlife women. So, I, in turn, am known as the stepmom coach. My name is Claudette Chenevert, and I work with stepmoms in helping them build and create stronger and healthier step families one step at a time. And, I agree with Sharona when we talked about conversations that matter most. There's a lot of times we have conversations, or we would love to have conversations with someone, but it's tough because we're looking to have acknowledgement, have someone agree with us, or to be accepted. And so the topic today is love enough is going to be really interesting because I know that we have different things that we defined words. Words help us to have those kind of conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And so love is one of those words, right, Sharona?
Yes, and this all started, I have to say, when I was in a group. I was in this group for like 2 days, and all of a sudden they're saying, "Oh, we're family and we love each other," and it's like, wait, hold on, hold on. I don't even know you. How do we? How can you love me? How can you love? And it just started me thinking about love is this all-encompassing word, and it doesn't, and we use and we throw it around all the time, right? Like I love chocolate, I love my cat, I love my family. But is that enough? And what really is love, and how is it expressed differently? And what are the words underneath it? The components of love. What do you? So
Yeah,
that's what. Yeah, that's my pondering.
yeah, exactly. And so, I agree with you. I have issues with, and these, of course, these are opinions of people who come up to me and say, I love you so much, but we've known each other for a very short amount of time. And then there are other people that I've known my entire life, and we've never said to each other we loved each other.
Right.
And so, it brings up this thought, at least for me, about, what do we mean when we say we love you? And, maybe it's a language thing. I know for me in French, there's a variety of words that are being used, and I think the tone of voice and the way it's expressed, you have an idea of the level
Mm.
of intimacy that the word comes into. Like you said, you love chocolate, but I'm assuming you don't love chocolate in the same amount of, or with the same intensity, I'm thinking, as your cat, right? Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe very close. Very close.
And so, you know, I like this conversation because I see a lot of stepmoms who struggle with wanting to love their stepkids. Now, how about if you use another word instead of loving them? How about, I have a fond attachment to them. I care about them deeply. You know, these kids mean a lot to me, but to say I love them, maybe I'm not there yet. And maybe it's, there's this level of intimacy that is hard to attain because you don't exchange life experiences as often as someone else or at the same deeper level, right? I don't
And
know.
yeah, and I think also there is a there's something about just saying I love you and then not respecting me.
Mm,
You know, I think respect and appreciation, which is also true, I think, for uh, love to oneself. How do you show yourself love? It's through appreciation and listening and setting boundaries, and a lot of times love has this like weight to it. I don't know what it is, and again, this is just coming, but there's this weight to it that somehow there's all this stuff around love. And yet, if you go down deep, what else is there? There's fondness, there's appreciation, there's a sense of peace, there's a sense of serenity. And a lot of times, I don't know about you, but again, when someone says that I don't know that I love you, I'm going, well, what is it that you really are saying about our relationship if we just met each other? What are
yeah,
you
I love
really?
what you said. I love what you said, Sharona, about this weight. And it's really true. I see that. There's this weight, this expectation that when someone says, I love you, it needs to be returned. There's some reciprocity that needs to be there, right?
Right. Yeah.
But we don't feel the same about everybody. Like, I was in a group for a long time, and one of the comments, and we talked about this before we came on air, about, we need to love everybody. I can't do that. I if I am to be honest, I can't love everybody, at least not in the same intensity. I can like people, I can be cordial, but I think what we really need, in my opinion, is we need to be respectful of each of us as human beings. We may not like one another, and there are people I am sorry I can't like because we're just too different, but I respect them as a human being. Like, they have their right to their own opinions, as long as it's not, degrading or, crushing me as a human being either.
That's I have to share this quick funny story. Years and years and years ago, I was a grill cook. Uh, I think before I was in high school or I was just starting college, and I was this grill cook. And there was this young woman and myself were working together, and we were waitressing and cooking and all that. And we realized we couldn't stand each other. We just could not stand each other. So and it was hard working because it was just the two of us, and yet we had to get this job done. So I said to her, "This is the wacky Sharona." I said to her, "You know what? Let's just claim we're enemies forever. We are enemies, but we still need to get this job done." And I'm going to tell you something. Never liked her. I didn't love her, but I appreciated her skills and how we worked together, even as enemies. And it made the job really easier, and we were really good at what we did as long as we stated ahead of time, I don't like you. And I think there's a thing that um I, how I think like and love and appreciation and respect all need to work together to build a relationship. And another, I just hit on me too, is another thing is trust.
Hmm.
And trust is something that is earned. And I think when someone just throws out the words, I love you, I think, and I'm just getting this now, there's a sense of, wait, but do I trust you?
Yeah.
Have you earned my trust? Have you earned my respect? And I think that's a conversation that a lot of us do not have because we don't understand how to ask that question or even put out there as simply as, you know what, we don't like each other, but we have to get this done. How can we work together to make this work?
Yep. And I love that you added the word trust in there with all of the others, because a relationship, whatever kind of relationship you have, without trust or without respect, is not a deep, caring, long lasting relationship. I think, in my opinion, that you can have a amicable relationship if you trust and respect the other person. And I see this a lot with divorced couples, with stepmoms and their bio moms, in that, a lot of that relationship between the biological parent and a step parent, whether it's a mom or a dad, whatever, you know, if they can respect each other, that they're not gonna like each other, but they have a common interest. Like you and the other person, you were working as a grill cook. You had a common interest. You had a job to do. So your common interest was to get the job done effectively and with, have it well done, right? But it doesn't mean you have to be loving or liking or be friends or anything. And so I think I see that a lot in relationships in divorced couples or in step families, where they're struggling and trying, but I need to love this person, this is the Christian thing or whatever you want to call it. And but I think if you focus more on, how about let's respect each other in our differences, and use other words. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for what you're doing. I know that you're doing your best. So it doesn't have to be love, and this is for anybody. So when you use the word love, what do you mean using that word? What is the intention? Don't throw it out as a piece of, like, a random word, and just say, hey, that's fine, right?
Right, and I think that's the thing is it's not a catch-all phrase. And as human beings, I think there's this thing that we have a tendency of wanting to appear, especially women, that we are kind-hearted and we're compassionate and empathetic. And sometimes we can just not not like somebody, but we need to uh, appreciate ourselves in that situation. And I think a lot of times, with midlife women, we get to this certain point in our life, and especially if we just recently got divorced, or and we're in that place of, am I ever going to find love again? And I go back to asking them, well, do you respect and trust yourself? Do you appreciate what you have to offer? Are you willing to create healthy boundaries? Are all those things, do you tell people what you need? Do you ask for help? Those are signs of appreciation and trust of oneself. And then you can bring that into looking for another relationship if that's what you want. You know, Sometimes we just need to have that appreciation of our team, our tribe, our peoples, our peeps, our other women who are there for each other. And so I think, again, I agree. We need to find that place of, what is it when I say I love you? What does that mean when I say that to you? And what does it mean to me when I receive that?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love I appreciate, and again, we tend to use that word. And I think one of the things that we do, especially with social media and everything, we condense words, we overuse a lot of words, and we are forgetting that our vocabulary has so many more words that we could use. And before preparing for this show, right, for our episode, we looked up the meaning of the word love. We
Right.
looked for words that could mean the same thing, but each word has its own space and meaning. So, for example, like right, Sharona, we looked at the love has affection, tenderness. We even put in there's a lot of mush in there.
A lot of mushy stuff. Yes. Mushy stuff.
But but I would also add in there when we talk about love, respect, appreciation, gratitude. You know, being helpful, being of service. No,
Mhm.
these are things that we could add under the definition of love.
And I want to just add too, I said that there's a in that love, there's also nurturing, there's also being responsive. Sometimes to really show someone you love them, just listening, just listening to what they have to say. Empathy, um, being relaxed, being feeling secure. Again, there's that trust. Um, there's a sense of peacefulness. That could be also something about love. So those are other ways that you can describe, how what you're feeling. So it's more than just this one catch-all phrase, love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's sort of ironic because if I'm looking at social media, Facebook and Twitter, they have this heart there now. So, which is nice because instead of liking, you can love and all these other things. But again, it's limiting, and I saw conversations about why can we not use our words instead of little symbols? What's happening to us expressing ourselves using a variety of words to
Mhm.
say what we need?
Mhm.
And so, one of the things that come to mind for myself is when we're in relationship with another person. And one of the things I know, when you're in a relationship with a person, you will not feel the same every single day throughout your entire relationship. There are days where the intensity of that relationship ebbs and flows, right? To the both extremes, where you can actually hate a person, which is a word, in fact, that a colleague, a friend of mine said it's a very strong word, and we should be careful when we use the word hate, which is very similar to love, right?
Well, someone said that to me too, that hate is a very powerful word. And then I realized hate is not the opposite of love. Indifference is. Because when you hate something, you have much intensity as if you love something, right?
Yeah.
Think about that. And so for me, if I say I hate broccoli, I mean I hate broccoli. I'm not gonna, I'm not indifferent. I have a lot of intensity around broccoli.
You're not gonna eat broccoli, Sharona?
I'm not gonna eat broccoli. No. However, so when I said that at some time about, oh, I hate this or I hate that, people would get, oh my God, you gotta no, 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 no. I don't gotta do anything. This is what this is I think this is the other thing. Whatever I'm feeling, whatever you're feeling, whatever your partner is in relationship feeling or other people feeling, that's their feeling. It has nothing to do with me. What I'm feeling is what I'm feeling, and it has nothing to do with you. It's what is being, and we have a tendency in this culture to not allow ourselves to express what we are feeling in the moment because we're afraid that what we say is going to impact the other person and vice versa. However, we can use words to attack and hurt. So we have to be discerning of what words we're going to say.
Yeah, and you're right, Trina. One of the things about, when we're using our emotions is that an emotion is a reflection of how we feel. When my husband, well, he doesn't say it as much anymore, but he used to say, "You make me so mad." And I used to say to him, "Wow, I didn't realize I was that powerful, right? I have that much power over you that I can make you mad." And so then we would get into an argument over those definitions. But when you think about it, when someone says, "You make me so mad," you're giving away your power to someone else, right?
Right.
As like, "You make me love the world." Like, you're diminishing who you are in your power. You got, whenever we're expressing our emotions, and there's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of emotions, there's extremes, but there's a lot of different words, and I would love for us to use more words to express our expand our vocabulary when we're expressing our feelings and emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And so, those emotions belong to us. We decide how to feel, and we're sharing it with others. Now, the other person has the opportunity or the the chance of saying, "Hey, listen, that's, I agree with you or I don't." Just like our conversations, right?
Right.
Can agree with what we're saying or not, and that's totally okay. As we said, we want people to engage in these kinds of conversations and have your own conversations, because without conversations and definitely having the discussion about what does it mean for you to love or to hate or to enjoy or to pleasure or to, you know trust and respect. What do they mean to you? And to define them. Another word that a lot is used is happy. I'm happy. Well, what does that mean for you?
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
And
see, see?
yeah, no, I wanted to just go back to something you said about that statement, "You make me mad," or you make me happy. And I can't remember where it was, but I remember someone saying that's what young people say. "You make me mad. You do this to me. You make me angry. You're the one." As adults, it's I'm feeling mad. I'm feeling mad. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling annoyed. I'm feeling frustrated. So we go back to, what am I expressing? Right now, this isn't working for me because I'm feeling mad. This is what I need. And again, it's a conversation. This is what I need. And I always love when people are having a argument, and they keep throwing words at each other, but they're not having a conversation. You can't have a conversation when you're angry. You just can't. It doesn't work. So it's about how, what is mine? What am I responsible? It's that saying, what's on my side of the court? This is what I'm experiencing. What do I need? And a lot of time, we as women, we don't ask for what we need. We don't express what we are requiring in this moment. We take things on. I just was talking to this woman who was having a conversation. She has, like, her job, everything. It's like she's going boom, 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 right from one thing to another. And I finally asked her, what is she doing? Can she ask one of her, older children who still are living, to make the dinner? Why is she coming home and making dinner for adult people, even though she works outside of the home? And so, she was angry, she was frustrated, and she said, okay, well, and then it came down to the fear of losing control. I'm going, but you're not in control. That's expressing what you need is part of respecting and showing who you are, and giving yourself permission for self-worth, self-value, self-love. So yeah, it's a very interesting thing. So we're coming down to almost to the end of time. Well, not the end of time, the end of this episode.
So and as we're wrapping up,
Yes.
one of the things that we'd love, we'd enjoy, we'd appreciate, we'd want to hear from you is, what do you think love means to you? How do you express, your appreciation, your respect, your gratitude for another person? And do you feel like it has to be, really in depth, or are your relationships, at different levels? And one of the things that, as we said, the conversations don't need to be all about the same thing, and we don't have to agree about it, but it's great when we have a conversation about it, because you open up your mind to other possibilities. And so, as a stepmom coach, I would love to see stepmoms and moms and stepdads and dads to open up a conversation in their home about, what does it mean for you to love, to like, and to be together as a family, as a couple, as a parent-child relationship, in whatever manner. And Sharona, what would you like your midlife women to have a conversation about, and how can they open up?
I for me, I think um for me, I think midlife women, what we need is, and this is going to sound selfish, but I think we need to come back to ourselves first.
Hmm.
We need to ask ourselves, how do I appreciate myself? How do I trust myself? What are ways that I can, what does self love mean to me, for me? And then have that conversation with your family, with your friends, with other women, and start doing a little research. How do I love myself, and how do I bring that trust, appreciation, uh, caring, empathy, not just to myself, but into the work world, into my everyday life, interacting with others. So, and so you can, Claudette, how can stepmoms reach you if they want to ask for support or just share what came up for them from today's conversation?
So thank you, Sharona. So if you want to talk more about love and your relationship, or just, maybe have a little bit of support, and a conversation to understand deeper, you can reach me at stepmomcoach.com on my website, or email me at Claudette at stepmomcoach.com. So what about you, Sharona? How can some midlife women reach you?
Thank you, Claudette. So you can reach me at dancingwithchangetothrive.com is my website. My email is Sharona at dancingwithchangetothrive.com. And you can also reach me at Google Hangouts and let's see what Facebook at Midlife Women Dancing with Change. So there's all kinds of ways that works, however it works best for you. Just let me know how, if you want to have a more understanding of what you need as you move forward on your journey so that you're thriving. Just, and let me know what has come up when you were having these conversations in your life. I
Mhm.
like to hear. I like to know, and we can share about that. So,
And finally, if you enjoyed these episodes, if you thought they were helpful and brought some conversation into your home and your life, please share these conversations with your friends, your colleagues. Like it, comment below, and we'd love to hear from you.
and by the way, you can share them with your fast enemies too. We
Yes, exactly.
you know, we can be enemies forever and you can still share stuff. So I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Claudette, for your contribution once again. Awesome.
Thank
And
you, Sharona, also for our great conversations. It's great. I enjoy them.
I do too. And we'll see you next week, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Have a groovy rest of the week.
Bye.
Bye.